Are you ready to unlock your highest potential and transform your life? It has recently come to my awareness that the key to unlocking our manifestation potential is through self-love. But a critical way that we block self-love is by lacking in our own self-acceptance. To explore this concept, it's important to take a deeper look at each of our beliefs that we hold that aren't actually self-love, the polarizations that actually block through a lacking in self-acceptance. Many people think that once we identify a perceived negative belief, that it's our job to eradicate it. But what if instead we empowered and transformed that belief by utilizing radical self-acceptance? It may sound counterintuitive, but hear me out. Most of our self-limiting beliefs are rooted in rejection of self. For example, you don't like the way your body looks. You think you're too fat. Inherently, the belief you hold is that your physical body in the present moment isn't lovable. So what do we do about that? Well, we work on our bodies to change them, to make them lovable. So what's the driving force behind that? It's actually self-rejection. So maybe we're successful. Maybe we lose weight. Maybe we don't lose weight. But either way, did we actually silence our inner critic? Maybe for a short time if we were successful, but ultimately utilizing self-rejection in this manner leads to continued inner bullying of ourselves. Gain a pound, you're bad. It's a never-ending cycle. So what if instead of trying to change our physical first, we rather focus on accepting ourselves wholly? We work with the inner critic, that voice, the belief, through radical self-acceptance. And you may be asking, so how does that work? Well, scientifically, the coming together of two polarities is where creation actually occurs, masculine, feminine, dark, and light. So let's apply that principle here. Back to the first example. I don't accept my physical body in the current present moment. It is not lovable, therefore I am not lovable. What if instead of changing our body to silence that voice, what if we met the voice with empathy and compassion? What if we said to that belief, okay, I hear you. I accept that you feel that way, but I still love you and I still love myself anyway. Even though this part of me doesn't love my body right now, I as a whole, my soul and my consciousness as a greater entity, accept this polarized part. We accept our body, and we accept that we are experiencing in this life the exact polarization that we are looking to eliminate. So let's explore what happens when that part feels heard and not silenced. Maybe first we rest and say, okay, we are accepted wholly. Our complaints are valid. But what happens next is the manifestation. Maybe we decide to improve what we eat out of self-love rather than out of self-critique. Maybe we exercise more, but not out of hate, not out of contempt, but rather out of self-love. Because isn't it more joyful and ultimately easier to do things out of love? When you have to force yourself to go to the gym or force yourself to make healthy choices, if the motivator is hate and contempt and anger and distrust in yourself, it's easy to say, fuck it, I'm not doing this. I'm going to drive through McDonald's. And then it starts the cycle all over again. But when we genuinely accept and love who we are and where we are in the present moment, including loving those critical voices, then we find a different kind of strength and a different kind of motivation to do the things that we want to do and manifest what we want to bring into our lives. Suddenly we eat healthy out of love because we want to treat our bodies better. This is a shift of radical self-acceptance through empowering polarities. It's how we take steps to manifest the new reality from a place of peace and abundance and not a place of lack. So apply this in any part of your life that holds a polarized belief. Experiment, see what happens, and let me know. If you found this technique helpful, definitely put your experiences down in the comments. I would love to hear about it. I'm in the process of developing a meditation to work along with these energies of belief transformation in order to bring more joy and more motivation and more happiness and bliss into your life. In the description below, you can find a link to my free base meditation and my email list to help clear your chakras and energy fields and get a taste of how I work with the energies through the modality of meditation. Sign up, like, subscribe, and be the first to be notified when I release my new programs and more. And remember to let it flow, because it won't stop.